I am based. Not only that, but we are judging all of the Rainbow Six operators today off of their unique ability alone. We're not going off of gun. We're not going off of speed, armor, anything like that. Just their ability. Sledge's hammer. Now, Sledge would normally be like an SA tier op with his nades and his L8, of course. But I'm thinking maybe we put Sledge like B tier for now. You can open castles. You can break Maestro cams, right? Maestro's a little less common. Castle's not that good. And Buck's skeleton key is definitely way better for vertical or like soft breach. Just fact. Just a fact. Next up, we got Thatcher. I mean, Thatcher, his utility is already pretty bad. His gun's decent, but I think more importantly, sorry, let me just move this down here. More importantly than that, he's just got the best ability. Thatcher's S tier. Thatcher's S tier in regular healers because of his ability. Thatcher's just got to be S tier. His ability is super annoying, way too easy to use. Thatcher's OPAF, okay? Thatcher S tier. There's no doubt about it. Everybody knows that. Then we got Smoke. Smoke's ability, honestly, also I would say S tier. Smoke's picked so much, not only because of his ability, because he has a shield, the shotgun for like sight setup, everything, and he has the SMG-11 on top of that. So Smoke regular would be S tier. But it's not because of just his guns, but it's because his ability is nasty. I think that's also pretty fair. Smoke's like literally the best defender in the game. Next up, we got the Mute. Mute Jammer's so strong. Mute Jammer's so strong, bro. I'm thinking A or S. You guys think C tier for Mute? The only reason I would put Mute lower is because people don't drone a lot. Now, high ranks and like top level comp, Mute's ability is S or A. I'm okay putting in an A just because of the fact that a lot of people don't drone. Gadget isn't as good now. That's true. That's true. It doesn't. His wall denial skills are not very powerful. But if you use his jammers for drones strictly and like single walls and stuff, then like pretty nasty. So it depends how you use his gadget, but like we'll leave him in A tier. Thermite's ability, honestly, not very versatile. You need to find the right walls for it. Because you have to do them without the range, and you are always, as Thermite, you're always relying on teammates to actually get the wall denial off for you, which is kind of like his downfall. So like I would put Thermite probably like B. Thermite deserves B only because his weapons are S tier. Yeah, but we're considering no weapons. We're considering ability only tier list, just based off his ability, which makes me want to kind of put him C, honestly. All right, Ash. Most of the time I would put Ash in the F tier, just on any regular tier list. So now that it's just her ability, we can't even crutch the R4C argument, which is already a horrible argument. But 2 Ash charges are equivalent to 2 nades. But nades are better. Zophia's ability is way better because she has the stuns as well. I just think her Ash charges are horrible. What's worse than Ash charges out of every attacker ability? Maybe Glaz's sniper rifle, considering we're not considering the smokes, you know? So Ash is going to be an F. So Pulse's ability alone is actually still pretty good because you're getting all the information on what the attackers actually are, and that's very important information for your team. If you are playing Pulse and communicating well and calling out everything you're seeing, then that's actually really powerful info that can like actually be really solid. But if you're not doing that, this is gonna knock you down a few ranks. Next up, we got Castle. Castle's ability is really the only good thing about him anyway. I would probably put him A tier along with like Mute. Like his ability is really strong. Maybe B actually. I'll put him B with Sledge. If his ability is left unattended, if the castle barricades are left unattended, they are very, very strong. My one tip for you guys, if you want to just counter Castle, just open up every castle you see. Shoot an Ash charge at it, shoot an impact at it, grenade it, Sledge it, whatever. Just open them all up and they're completely useless. Because a lot of time the castles are doing something that you just might not realize what they're doing, and that gives the defenders the ability to rotate off with them or play around them, and just opening them up just destroys that entirely. All right, next up we got Montang. Montang's shield, I think Monty is just horrible, especially people who play Monty all the time. You could just drone better and do the same as what Monty already does, which is just relay information and gain information, right? The Monty stands there and it's constant information that he's calling out, right? You can do the same thing with a drone in the ceiling or in the rafters or hiding somewhere in that room. You can get the live information nonstop. You don't need the Monty to do it. So kind of a waste of the pick most of the time. Honestly, I think Ash charges are better than Monty. Maybe he goes F with Ash. I'm gonna get rid of the F tier. I'll make this more simple. I'm gonna just go to E tier. So Twitch has 2 Twitch drones, which are pretty bad. A lot of the redeeming qualities about Twitch is her smoke grenades, her gun. So if we're considering just her Twitch drones, pretty ass. I would say D tier, maybe even C tier. Maybe C tier. But yeah, I would go D tier. I think Doc's ability is just as bad as Ash's. But maybe slightly better? Nah, probably not. Nah, I think these guys are all E tier. Yeah, Doc's gonna be E tier. 3 Doc stims aren't doing much for you. That's all. Rook is also going to be E tier. Like, same thing. Like, I guess his armor gives everyone 20 extra health. The only problem I have with Rook is, like, you're just going to get shot in the head. So we're going to throw a Rook in there as well. Fuses clusters. How good are these? His ability, you're very vulnerable to nitro cells. If you use it right, sometimes you can clear some utility, but especially like doing it on Windows stuff, a lot of time you just get shot through windows. It's pretty tough to stay alive, especially against good players while you're trying to fuse. So I'm gonna put him in like D with Twitch. I'd say Twitch and Fuse's abilities are probably on the same level. Maybe I put Twitch up. Yeah, I'm having a tough time with Twitch's drones. They're equal? Okay, we're gonna leave them both on D then. Glaz's ability alone is gotta be probably the worst on this list. Glaz with the thermal scope and ignoring the fact smoke grenades exist is just useless. Like, sure, they glow a little bit brighter, but you can see pretty much everyone in Siege all the time, so I ain't gonna put Glaz anywhere else. Oh, except for the fact he can shoot through the plane windows. Of course, I forgot. S tier. No, Glaz is horrible. Tachanka's ability is, yeah, like, honestly, I just think it's bad. You have to be very specific with it. You can really only use it on, like, a single doorway. You're very vulnerable when you have it out. I'm gonna put Tachanka in D tier. Kapkan's ability, honestly, kind of solid. Because Kapkan's ability is, like, universally good in, like, any rank. Except for maybe, like, that one rank, like gold 1 or whatever, where everybody's checking for Kapkans all the time. Like, that's everyone's biggest fear. You know, there's that one rank where Kapkans are like, everybody's ready for the Kapkan traps all the time. High C, you think just like, should we order them this way as well? Yeah, I'm okay doing that. I'm okay doing that. I like this. I'm liking this. If we're ordering it this way, we should do this. Sledge over castle. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Next up, we got Blitz. So Blitz's shield. It's one of a kind, that's for sure. There ain't no other operator like Blitz's shield. Honestly, it can be really strong against people who like don't expect it, or if you play them right and you just like play a little smarter and a little like safer with them. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. You guys cool with bottom C, or do you think he like should go lower? We've settled at mid C. See, the problem with IQ is nobody actually uses her ability. The thing is, Val expand a lot, so it's hard to judge IQ on this one. So we could put her ability like low D, because you got to think, like, you can also call out where all the ADSs are, the one Midas. You can know where it's safe to nade, how much you have to burn. Like, it's very easy to calculate things if you are coordinated, but most of the time it's just not going to be very useful. Even with Val cams, most of the time it's not going to be very useful because your teammates probably won't even shoot them if you do call them out. That's my kind of beef with IQ. Like, most people who pick IQ aren't going to actually call anything out and use her properly, so most people don't know how to even understand her in the first place. So just her IQ scanner, what are you really achieving with it? You're getting rid of intel and gaining intel for your team. Now, you're not getting as much intel as Pulse, because Pulse is going to find where the attacker, where they actually are. Whereas IQ, you're just finding where their utility is. I'll put her there. I'll put her there. Bandit is good when Maverick is banned and Cade is banned. Because if they're bringing Thatcher, Bandit tricking is usually pretty good. In most circumstances. But if Thatcher and Mav are banned, like, Cade is like a million times better. But if, say, all three are banned, see if Thatcher, Maverick, and Cade banned, that's where Bandit's finally good. Bandit is good in that circumstance and when Thatcher's unbanned. So when Mav and Cade are banned, again, yeah. When Mav and Cade are banned, he's decent. Besides that, I don't know. He's just pretty horrible. Really, the easiest way to counter him when Mav is up is you just Mav the base of the wall and shoot the bandits and then thermite it or whatever. Or you can just Mav the wall soft like you might do anyway. They buffed him so he can trick easily. You could do that before by just not placing your bandit before. You just don't put your bandit down ahead of time and you sit by the wall and then you bandit trick. You can put the bandit on ahead of time, right? So like the buff doesn't really do anything. Jaeger's ability is nasty. Jaeger's S tier ability for sure. You ever played without a Jaeger against people who run 8 grenades? Jaeger's ability is really good. It resets every 10 seconds. It can get rid of tons of stuff, especially if you stack them all together. Beautiful. So I'd say he's definitely S tier. I'd probably even put him above Smoke, to be honest. Buck is a unique one because the reason Buck has never played is because Sledge has grenades. So now that we're just comparing the two abilities together, what's the difference between Buck and Sledge? Sledge can't get floors from below, but Sledge can break castles, etc. But I think Buck's skeleton key, not only is it safer to breach floors from above, but you can breach floors from below. You can make really fast rotates. His skeleton key is just infinitely better than the sledgehammer for actual breaching, which is why I want to put him in A. Now, yeah, he can't break the castles, but I think it actually, like, it makes up for it by quite a bit and like puts him a bit higher than Sledge. So I would put Buck in A tier. When Buck had grenades, everybody's picking Buck more than Sledge. Sledge wasn't picked as of because his ability is a bit better, right? Frost mats. Frost mats are pretty bad. Definitely worse than Kapkans. Better than Bandit. I think like maybe low C or high D. We're thinking D. We're thinking D. Okay, let's go D. Let's put her here. The reason she's picked a lot is because she has the shield and the shotgun, so she can do sight setup, she brings a shield, and she has the mats. But really the mats are really only like half the reason you want to pick her, and they're not crazy good. Next we got the Blackbeard Shields. Honestly, I personally think the Blackbeard Shields are better than Ashe charges and better than Montang shield. Because, like, bro, you can play so aggressive with the BB shields and just win so many gunfights doing that. Like, that extra bonus time when you're swinging people is actually kind of huge. If I get enough people disagreeing and telling me I should put them in at E tier, I will. Like, I'm pretty sure I got, like, a 2 KD with Blackbeard this season. Valk cams. Ooh. Valk cams are very strong. There's a bit of a skill gap with them. Like, you do have to be good with, like, actually using them for them to be good. Otherwise, they'll just get shot or whatever. But the information you actually get from them is super strong. I think the Valk information is better, like much better than the Pulse information. I would say probably A tier. Now, the biggest thing about Valk is why I'm not putting her S tier is like, she's the best for just like setting C4 traps on her own. But considering we're not considering the C4s, her cams alone, I think are A. Probably high A, like above mute, like something like this. Capital, flame bolts, smoke bolts. So now we got 2 smoke bolts and 2 flame bolts. Capital can be very strong. He can be very strong if you use him right. At the same time, I don't know. I need some help on this one. C, mid C. I would not put him top B. Yeah, mid C, mid C. Cav has silent step. How's that? We have to ask ourselves this. If you had a Cav with the spear, for example, against Ashe with like an AK-12, Cav's ability is better because you have the silent step and the spear, right? And you'd be mowing people down. Because we're not considering her guns. Her guns are garbage, which is a lot of the reason she is so garbage. Because even when you get in a good situation, you just kind of get screwed anyway. So maybe I would put her like, maybe I'll put her like here. Yeah, I would put her here. Bandit, Tachanka definitely better. But yeah, we'll put her low D. Hibana's ability. Best hard breacher for getting hatches. The only downfall of her ability in terms of hard breaching is you can't make really big holes unless you're making the wall like soft with it, and then in that case you need help from a teammate. Great for everything else, and very dynamic in the way you can play her. You guys think like high B for Hib or like A? Hard breachers are just strong in general. They take a while to actually breach too. Super noisy, someone's bantering. True. Easiest hard breach to trick. That is a good point. I'm gonna say right here. This is a good spot for her, I think. Okay, then we got Echo. Echo drones, not super good, but definitely underrated. Like, you have 2 Echo drones compared to 3 Valcams. They make a little noise, so they're easier to find. But at the same time, they stun people. If you're really good with them, they can be really strong and very effective. Honestly, Echo drones versus castles, I'm like saying Echo drones on top. Echo drones versus Sledgehammer, Echo drones on top. Echo drones versus X-Kairos, not as good, but I kind of want to put Echo in A tier for his drones. B? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put him top of B then. Maybe under the Sledgehammer, actually. Okay, we got the Jackal Scan. Jackal Scan, so overrated, bro, but also super annoying as a defender. Yeah, I think bottom B for the Jackal. I'm taking Sledgehammer over Jackal Scan every day, I think. Maybe not. He likes feet. S tier. Fair. Honestly, Jackal Scan versus Sledgehammer is pretty close. Maybe, let's put him top B. Let's put him top B. I kind of want to move Sledge up, like, to here. I'm going to do this. This feels more right. This feels more right, chat. This is better? Okay, thank you. Yeah, okay. We got the mirror windows. The mirror windows are one of the strongest defender utilities in the game. Just by a ton. Maybe not as good as the smokes, but like, just because there's some sides that mirror isn't like the best for. But her mirror windows, the only counter is usually Twitch, pretty much. And like, it's very easy to just stop Twitch drones. And then it just makes it so you literally just can't push into it. When I was playing every operator, I played mirror one round and they tried to push into the mirror and I just killed 3 people because they were all trying to push into the mirror. Like, if they try to push into the area where the mirror is set up, realistically, they should just all die. So it's just like, you put a mirror down, they're like, oh, well, we can't push here anymore, and they have to go a different way. And then you can just stack all your util on the other side. Candelas are definitely better than Blitz's shield. I think the Candelas are honestly pretty strong on their own. Like, Yin Candelas are pretty strong. But then again, easily caught by ADSs, Wamitis. You have 4, right? You have 4 Candelas. I'll put her here. I'm more concerned, like, you do get them caught a lot of the time by Wamai and Jaeger. And then it's, like, kind of tough. I'm gonna put her C. I'm gonna put her here. Legion Goo Mines. Really, the only thing goo mines are good for are info, and it does slow down the attackers, which is nice when they're in them. They can't like sprint around and swing you super quick, so that is actually kind of nice. I don't think they're as good as Capcan traps. Goo mines were way stronger when you could see them through walls and see exactly where they hit them at. They were way stronger then. Moving on to Zofia. Zofia is, like we mentioned before, a better Ashe. 2 impacts, 2 stuns. Stuns are super good for like clearing out rooms, so you can clear out a room super fast, which is nice. And no, like if it explodes instantly, you know there's somebody in there. If it doesn't, you know it's clear, right? You can just take it. So that's very good info that you can use the stuns for. Not only that, you can self-burn, so you can burn 2 ADSs and then clear something. So she's very self-sufficient. Doesn't rely on a lot of teamwork, which makes her really good. I think Zofia's ability is like A tier behind like Sledge. I mean, she has 2 impacts, so she can open up stuff too, which Sledgehammer can do. Plus the stuns. Let's put her here. Yeah. Elemines. I think Elemines are pretty ass, especially since they got nerfed and they don't affect. Like, they used to completely destroy you. Now, they really just make your screen go a little green. You still have your sensitivity the same, which wasn't the case before. You can still move just as fast now, I believe, right? It doesn't even slow you down anymore. It just makes the audio go away. It just messes up your audio and your screen goes a little green. That's all. That's it. On the other hand of things, they are good info. They're good info, and they do give you a slight advantage taking that gunfight as a defender. You know where they've hit it at. You can pre-fire that area, and their sound is lost, so they can't like pre-fire you off the sound. Like, realistically, they're still pretty good. Like, decent for like on-site, I think is just like the best way to use them. Or like a roam if you're playing near them. I don't think they're as good as Pulse, though. Do you guys think Pulse Scanner is better? Is the Pulse scanner and information better than the Elemine information? Yes. No. Yes. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of high Ds, not as good as Frostmats. I think they're better than Frostmats and Twitch drones. If it's in the right spot now, put 1 in the chat. If it's in the wrong spot, put a 2. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. We're on the same page. Perfect. So not only is her ability calling phones, but she hacks the cameras. Wow, dude, seriously underrated operator right here, bro. And I'm being dead serious. That is nasty. Like, I'm saying higher than Jackal. I'm saying like, dude, hacking the cameras can just win you a round straight up. Dude, I love clearing roamers with Dokkaebi. Like, you just give them a call, you can hear anyone near. It's basically like using the Jackal scan to clear room. You don't see footprints, you run in. They could be holding a really long angle and kill you, but like, I don't know, man. Very strong. The fact she can hack those phones afterwards too is just so good. Vigil Scanner. Where do we want the Vigil Scanner? His ability alone is very strong. Now, of course, if you play people who don't drone, his ability is completely useless. But I find that I play a lot of people who drone, and it's very easy to shoot tons of drones, get rid of their information, dodge drones, hide around drones, make it very confusing, hide in a corner, wait for them to walk past, shoot them in the side head. Like, a lot of good stuff going on with the Vigil Scanner. The Vigil Scanner is better than these guys. I would say probably around Legion's area. So whereas Legion's gaining you info, Vigil's denying info. So they're kind of polar opposites. But Vigil Scanner versus Capcan Trap, like, Vigil Scanner all day. I'm saying low B. Probably the scanner alone, not as good as the castles. Next up, we got the Lion, baby. Lion Scan alone. My problem with the Lion Scan in this tier list is that, like, Lion Scan is infinitely better with drones. But if you're considering just the scan alone, like, it's pretty useless. Really, the only time it'd be good besides with drones is like when your teammate's in a gunfight, or you like just got a really big kill and you have to kind of reset, reload, etc. You can call one then. But like, not doing a whole lot. I cannot lie. Lion Scan versus Bandits, like, Bandits are even doing more. I'm thinking here, like above Cav. Maybe even like this. Yeah? Okay. You're gonna call the Lion Scan in the middle of a gunfight? You're crazy, man. You're crazy. I mean, I guess that's true. If they run away, you can call it. That's true. That is true. Like, you see them, like, say you're like trophy window and you see them run through split. You're like, oh, call a scan. Boom. You know he's stuck there. That's true. Okay. That is actually pretty strong. That actually makes me want to move him up to like here. Which wasn't much of it, but wasn't much, and it's because it's pretty situational. Mid D makes sense. Okay, cool. We'll take that then. Okay, Finka ability. This is really tough because Finka is so good right now because of LMG, spear, grenades, Gone 6 plus ability. So Finka is actually tough when you're just taking into account her ability. You think S tier? Just the fact she can heal, though. Just the fact she can heal. The thing you have to consider, too, is, like, she does heal her whole team with 20 HP. Like, obviously, this is better than Doc by a landslide. I think it's better than Twitch, better than Captao, better than Ying, better than Doka B for sure. Sledge, though, like, are we saying that the heals is more valuable than a sledgehammer that can open vert, open castles, all that stuff? I'm thinking low A material. I don't think we can put her higher. And she can self-res. That is true. The self-res is there. But, like, still, the sledgehammer. Now I'm thinking, like, 20 HP heal 3 times versus call the phones, hack the cameras. So strong. No, I think the Fink is still better. I don't want to put her in B. I think the heals are really, really strong. Especially as an attacker, like, you get chipped at a lot as an attacker. You take a lot of chip damage. You're not, like, just instantly smoked all the time. Compared to defenders get instantly smoked, you know? Alibi Prismas. Prismas are, like, can be really good on some sites, but then, like, completely useless on others. If she's B, she's bottom B. Because, like, Vigil Scanner's better than the Prismas. Capcans versus Alibi Prismas, I'm just thinking Capcan traps are better. Do you guys think Alibi bottom, mid C for Alibi? That's actually kind of fair. That's kind of fair. Prismas versus Goo Mines. Like, Prismas, I think, are better than Goo Mines. Prismas versus Capital Bolts. I would say probably better. Candelas, though. 4 Candelas versus 3 Prismas. The Prismas are, like, even when you shoot them, though, they don't do a huge amount of, like they're not that big a deal. Yeah, true. True. The Goo Mines force you to pull out. That is true. Okay, let's do this. That actually, I like this. I'm definitely thinking Maestro Bubbles are better than Prismas. Alibi Prismas are information. Maestro Cams are also information, but just better information because you can call out off of them. It's either here or here, but I don't know. Maestro Cam versus Goo Mines. Goo Mines because you have to pull them out. That's what we're gonna go with. Mavericks Blowtorch, baby. Let's freaking go. This guy is the GOAT, man. Literally the best. Literally the best besides Thatcher, I think. I mean, Thatcher EMPs versus Mav Blowtorch. Thatcher EMPs probably, maybe even better, though. Because, like, EMPs, you can still bandit trick, right? But EMPs, then keep in mind, EMPs also get ADSs, Wamidis, mute jammers, right? So Thatcher over Mav. Thatcher over Mav because the Thatcher can get way more stuff than just a wall. If we were considering guns and utility, we would put Mav here because of the grenades. Like, it would go like this, I think. But just Blowtorch versus EMPs over Blowtorch. Yeah, we just snuck him into first, okay? We snuck him into first. You can't counter the Blowtorch, bro. Oh, you can C4 him. You can C4 Mav when he does it. Yeah, but, like, that's because 98% of Mav players are horrible, which is exactly why I should go watch my Maverick guide on YouTube to not be horrible Mav. Clash's shield. Zappy, you move slow, I see you, info. Think about it this way. Clash's shield is literally everything about Clash. Clash's shield is 100% at least here. At least. Better than Frostmats, better than Twitch drones. Bro, this thing's better than Blitz. 100%. Clash shield versus Alibi Prismas. Clash shield. Clash shield versus Maestro Cam. Clash shield. Not only can you call them out, but you can make them slow. I'm not trolling. Dude. At least here. So much unlimited information, and you're making them, like, immovable targets for your teammates to just massacre, bro. Overall, comparing Clash as a whole operator to everyone else, she's not going to be this high. But comparing Clash's shield to Vigil Scanner, bro, oh my gosh. That thing is... Yeah, of course. I think the castles is kind of where I'm going to draw the line. Because castle barricades are very strong. Nomad air jabs have recently been nerfed. I think you're only just, like, knocked over for 1.25 seconds, and you can shoot when you land on the ground from a proning position. 4 Candelas versus 3 air jabs, probably Candelas. Capital versus air jabs, I think better than Capital. Prisma versus air jabs. Prisma, or air jabs versus... Yeah, I'm going to leave her here. I think right here. That's where Nomad belongs. All right, next up we got Kaid, or Cade. I'm just going to say Cade, because that's what I call him all the time. Even though I know it's pronounced Kaid, I just don't say that. Cade is the best wall denial, by far. Cade claws are nasty. Cade Claws counter Cali if you put them right. You can Cade Trick still. Easy S tier, easy clap. Under Mira. I still think Mira windows are better than the Cade Claws. Gridlocks, track stingers. What do the tracks really got going for? Kind of the same thing as Nomad, right? You have the information that they're flanking if they shoot the tracks. But the problem there is that you can shoot the tracks from like far away, anywhere you can see them from, right? So it's like you're not really flanking, you're just clearing the flank watch just to flank any time later, right? Whereas with Nomads, you actually have to go up and hit them and get tanked by them to get rid of them. Which is why I think they're worse than Nomads, just straight off the bat. But the advantage that they have over air jabs is they are loud when they deploy, so they're really good for like planning. So you can throw them down while you're planning and it makes a lot of noise, or you throw them down and they scatter and you can push a guy or whatever. I still think they're worse than air jabs. And if you're walking through the gridlock tracks, you're kind of trolling. I just want to point that out. I don't think they're much worse though. Like I think they're still better than Prismas. Maybe not. No, they're not. They're not. They're here. I think Capital is better though. Mozzie Pass. The hackability of drones is very strong. But at the same time, you're also denying drones, right? I want to say like here. The thing is, it's really easy to avoid the pest, right? You get near a pest, you just don't drone through that doorway. You go up and shoot the pest and you continue droning afterwards, right? Mozzie Pest versus Clash Shields. Like, yeah, you can hack drones and you can get some information while denying information. Potentially, maybe. But Clash Shield? I gotta really think on this one. Pest versus Vigil Scanner. No, Vigil Scanner is better. Moving on to Nox ability. Sneaky boy, invisible to cams. Pretty, shit in most circumstances. I'm thinking Twitch drones are better. Maybe like, honestly, maybe like right here. Looks good? Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm not seeing any complaints, so we should be fine for this one. Warden ability. Glasses, counter smokes, flashbangs. Like bottom D. I still think it's better than these guys' abilities. Yeah, I would say better than Blackbeard. A little better. Maybe like this. How about this? Chonka's better? I hate Chonka fire, bro. I'm just a Chonka hater, but you're probably right. Yeah, Tachanka, you can make Tachanka good. There are ways. You can deny an entire entrance with Chonka, basically. Amaru's grappling hook. Ah, dude. Every time I look at the Amaru logo, I just instantly get mad. The ability itself really is pretty useless. But we all know that you're just picking Amaru for the G8, okay? Alright, so everybody's agreeing that Amaru's grappling hook is pretty garbage. Goyo's canisters, though. Let's talk about those. I think Goyo's canisters are good, but that, like, nobody uses them right. Because most of the time, people don't even shoot them. And the problem with that is, like, you have to shoot them early if you want to use them, but then you end up, like, not doing much with them. They are good for, like, rotates and stuff, like, to get your teammates back to site. You can shoot the canisters and waste a little bit more time. Just give you that extra 20 seconds, right? I don't think they're better than, like, Mozzie Vigil Clash, but I think that he should be B tier. Callie, we kind of have to consider her sniper rifle, because her sniper rifle can, like, shoot Clash's shield aside. It can one-shot barricades, so we'll take that into consideration along with her lances, but her lances alone are pretty meat because they can be easily dodged by Cade. That being said, when Cade is banned, her lances are pretty decent, you know? Like, imagine Callie with a regular gun like everyone else. She would be pretty good, right? She'd be picked a lot more. The other thing, too, is they break shields, any bulletproof stuff, so like Maestro cams, BPs. So in that sense, they're kind of like Ash charges, but better. I think just versatility-wise, like, we could put her, like, here. Well, my discs, chances are your ADSs only really reset a couple times anyway. I think he's definitely, like, S tier. 5 discs versus 3 ADSs. The ADSs reset. If you stack the ADSs, they're, like, practically unbeatable against uncoordinated shitters, which is why I like them better. I do like the ADSs better than the discs. Because you can't stack them together, or else, like, one grenade blows them all up, or one Ash charge blows them all up, or whatever. It makes it hard to find spots sometimes for them. Plus, you have to stay alive and be in that area to deploy them. Whereas here, it's like, put them down and forget it, right? High A. Like here. You gotta wait for them to recharge. If they, like, say, are rushing or whatever, they can just, you know, you might only have, like, 2 at that point, or 3. Yeah, okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I definitely think ADSs are a lot better. Okay, Yana clones. This includes the fact you can bait the clones with the audio. tons of info, faster than drones. Yana clones themselves are pretty good. It is a lot of information. They're good. They recharge. You can get probably like 4 or 5 in a round if you use them right. I think like here, very strong. This is a very strong tier. Oryx ability, jump up hatches, smash through walls, dash away real fast, stuff like that. Oryx should just go kill people, but I think his ability is pretty ass. That being said, he is good for like escaping roams. Like he is a really good roamer because you can escape so fast and then bring the pressure back or hit a nasty flank or whatever. Like he can do so much. He can do so much. Knock the Monties down. Exactly. Mid D. How about that? But is it better than Fuse in IQ? Yeah, that's where I'll put him. No, he can jump up hatches though. The hatches thing is bringing him back up. All right, we're gonna put him there. Oh, you can fuse reinforcements. Dude, I completely forgot you could fuse reinforcements. Okay, fuse here just because of reinforcements. We're putting fuse up here just because you can fuse reinforcements. Put an Oryx here, and that's it. That's where it's going. That's where it's going. Comparing Ace's Salmos to Hibana's X-Kairos, they're worse for hatches, but better for everything else because they deploy faster. You aren't like exposed when you're throwing them as much as you are holding the X-Kairos launcher. But then again, you don't have the versatility of the different holes like Hibana does. But he's definitely in the A tier somewhere. I think his Salmos are better than the pellets. You can get shields with them, right? Which is pretty big. And I think they're better than like even Zoe maybe. Yeah, we're gonna land Ace here. Malusi's Wubs. Wubba dub dub. I think they're stronger than Goyos. Stronger than Mozzie Pests, stronger than Vigils, stronger than Clash, stronger than Castle, stronger than Echo. Top B, better than Finka, better than Sledge. Skeleton Keys Vert. I'm thinking here. The thing you can do with zero cams, you can just clear brooms so fast by just shooting a thing into it. And if they shoot it, like, yeah, there's nobody there. Or if they shoot it, there's a guy there. If they don't, like, you're like, this room's clear. And like, yeah, you might lose a couple cams doing that, but like, the information you gain is great. Think a little high for Malusi. Yeah, we'll put her there. Yeah, true. Plus, he can take out the cameras and stuff. I'll put him above Twitch. Zero cams versus Nomad charges. Zero cams require a bit more attention, but you can, again, shock like default cams, get rid of information. And the Nomad charges have been nerfed a bit. I think he would be like right here, right above Maestro and below. Right above Maestro and Legion, right under Ying. We're done with zero. We're talking about Aruni's laser gates. Really good for protecting utility. You can reset them after 30 seconds. The main downside is like they aren't great in terms of like holding areas because attackers just run through them. It's only 30 damage. Like you can just tank those motherfuckers, right? I think we have to consider her fist as well as part of her ability because like nobody else can do that, right? So fist plus gates, Surya gates plus fist. Fist is crazy. The gates are not as good as Wamai's, but with the fist combo in there, I think she's better than like Buck and like under mute. Flores drones. Wow. Flores drones are fantastic. Flores drones can destroy pretty much everything in most circumstances, except when there's mute. It makes them pretty much useless. I think Flores drones are better than the Finka. No. Top of B. If he could blow up reinforcements, he would be S. Yeah, I can agree with that. Okay, so Thunderbird versus Finka stims are pretty similar in terms of how much health you're usually going to get out of them. They also don't overheal, which is why I think I would just put her right next to Finka. Yeah, I think Thunderbirds are a little worse because you're not hitting the whole team at once, right? Finka can add 60 HP to every single operator. It can also heal enemies. Oh, true. Enemies can grab those Thunderbird stations. I forgot about that. That's going to drop her down. I completely forgot the enemies can just run over the stations and grab them. So once they have sight and you have Thunderbirds in there, that's rough. That is rough. But Thunderbird's solid, you know? Thunderbird's solid. Osa shields are definitely worse than Clash shields. Are probably better than Goyos. The problem I have with Osa shields is you can impact them super easy. She's very easy counter in terms of just impact, nitro. Like, they're just super easy to break if you have the stuff to break them. All right, let's go to Thorn Traps. I think Thorn Traps are a pretty ass. But they are information. I do think Thorn Traps are pretty ass, but they do have lethal ability and they are good in combination with the operators that slow attackers down, like Clash, Melusi, etc. That's really where they're at their best. Fuse over Thorn over Frost. Like here? Yeah. Okay. Does that mean we have to bring Ella down too? Okay. If we leave Ella here, put a 1. If we put Ella here, put a 2. Yeah, I think, yeah. Because, yeah, the thing about the Ella here is Fuse is really good. Honestly, I would put Fuse above Knock. Because of the fact you can hard breach reinforcements, or sorry, Fuse reinforcements. You can clear a lot of stuff that way. Nah, but most of the time they're like electrified or whatever. Yeah, we'll just leave it like this. We'll leave it like this. Azami Mommy. These things are ridiculously strong. I think next stage of PL, when Azami's being played, she will be played a lot. I think she's at least A tier. I might even put her S tier, man. Like, I kind of want to put her here. Like, you just get shields. It's like just putting shields everywhere. I don't think she's better than Cade necessarily, but I think she is an S tier ability-wise. And there you go. Is there anything you would change at this point?